Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is, with our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smother. When them tries to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. Welcome to the People's Podcast, the space where honesty becomes healing and your voice truly matters. Tonight, we explore a pattern many people face in relationships. The moment someone becomes angry and uses their words like weapons. The moment they say the things that cut deep, the things that later claim they're never meant. We ask the questions many are afraid to say out loud. When someone is angry, how much truth hides in the words spoken in the heat of the moment? This episode is not about calling someone out. It's about calling the behavior forward, understanding, naming it, healing from it. When a person swears on lives of those that claim to love, when they say that their best day will be the day that you walk away, when they repeat the cycle again and again, it leaves a mark. Some of us stop sharing our bodies because we protect our energy. Some of us stop connecting because survival instincts whisper, preserve yourself. This is emotional reality. This is human truth. This is a conversation we need to have on tonight's episode, powered by Shimmerwood Beverages, CBD infused seltzers. Where the world gets heavy, you deserve a calm in a can. Please use our promo code, The People, to get 30% off your order. Let's get into it. Let me welcome Moon Tortoise.
Hello, I am Moon Tortoise.
Let me welcome SGF Graham.
Peace. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good. Can you hear us? Everything? We can hear you quite
Yeah,
crisply.
I can hear everybody today so far.
Good. Sorry you keep having problems with that. That sucks. It's always at apex moments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my speakers might even go out, and I might have to unplug them and plug them back in a different way. Because I'm trying to use my Focusrite or my interface, and I'm having issues with everything connecting properly. But it's all good. So we did have the bubble. I think he got disconnected.
Oh, blue.
So blue bloop. So what makes someone use their harshest words when their emotions are raised? Moon Tortoise, what do you think?
Probably when someone's giving me too much lip. So when their emotions rise, they use anger, right? It always goes to anger.
Yeah.
It's such a strong emotion. It's an emotion that can easily replace rational thought and overcome it. And I think there's a bunch of things. I always say there's a multitude of factors that and there's a bunch of reasons why, but probably from underlying issues building up. And I would say that's probably the biggest contributor to that. If I got the question right, who knows? I got ADD with an H in the middle.
SGF Graham, does you think anger reveals hidden truths or unhealed pain?
Both. I'll say both because they only said what they knew that'll hurt. So for the most part, I could say that it was at least purposeful to cause a reaction. Maybe they didn't think that what they was gonna say something that was deep, but they intentionally knew to draw a reaction. So that was purposeful. But a lot of times the complaints and stuff, you can a lot of times turn around and say, but you do the same thing. So then you understand this is personal. This is personal problems.
Yeah. Peace and love, natural got bars. Peace and love. Miss you. So, how many? My question is, how many times can someone say, "I didn't mean it," before patterns become the real meaning? I'm gonna say if they do it more than twice. I think if they do it more than twice, and it becomes a pattern. I think that I get one time maybe slipping and messing up. Twice is pushing it, honestly, for me. But when it becomes the third time doing it, you're not really sorry. You're more sorry for the fact of that you have to hurt someone's feelings. I don't think you're sorry for the fact that you did hurt someone's feelings. I'm going to ask everybody the same question because I would like to hear other people's opinion on this one. So, Moon Tortoise, how many times can someone say, "I didn't mean it," before the pattern becomes the meaning?
I like these panel questions. They always get me excited. How many times? Well, I guess what 3 would be socially acceptable. Three strikes, you're out, buddy. But that's not the case because it happens all the time. and it's deeply tied to relationships, because we are kind of hinting at that, and that's where we really study our emotions, is in relationships. So I that it would kind of be specific to the situation, but 3 times is a charm in most people's eyes, I would imagine. Yeah, I hate to give such a vague, not vague, but that's probably a good time to start paying attention. Maybe you do. It depends on the severity of the act. We just
SGF
leave your
Graham, what do
socks
you
on the floor.
SGF Graham, how many times can someone say I didn't mean it before the pattern becomes the meaning?
Until I feel they don't mean it. I mean, I guess it gauges depending on what it is. Like, you call me a bitch, you got once. But you call me an idiot,
Severity.
you might have 4 or 5 times before I be like, hey, why you keep calling me an idiot? I'm about to really feel way about that now. Or whatever. So I guess it depends on the level. Well,
Yeah.
once I feel like now it's being intentional, like, oh, I ain't said nothing, so now you feel comfortable. All right, I gotta shut that down ASAP. Even if I'm wrong, it's finna get shut down right now. You know.
I'm going to use something personal. My son used to call me a fat bitch. And I told him, I said, eventually he would do it. And I'd be like, dude, it's not hurting me no more. You're going to have to find something else because now I'm only weigh 150 something. I'm not by far from fat. So you're going to have to come up with another one because the fat one now makes me want to laugh at you. So you're not hurting my feelings anymore. Now I find you funny. And I said, and that's probably not what you intended to do. You probably intended to hurt me, not for me to laugh at you. So I think you need to come up with another one. Because after a while, they say things over and over and over. It becomes redundant and they're no longer hurting with their words. Now they're building up a wall of where you can't even trust their words, even when they're not mad.
That's like the new stage of narcissism and gaslighting and bad relationships, where you've overcome the challenges and you become the aggressor, right? And like you're not hurting anymore, even. It's just like a battle. That sucks too.
Yeah. So the next question is, how does repeated emotional harm do to a person, their trust and their spirit? See, that's what I said. Eventually you can't trust them. So what is it you think it does to a person's spirit and their trust? Moon Tortoise.
I'm assuming you're going to. What was that, SGF? I'm just saying you can answer. No, trust is a really hard thing to repair. Like skin cells, you can pretty much count on if you cut yourself, but trust, it's something, once again, with levels and occurrence that can happen over and over again. Yeah, it's I did a lot of trust breaking with people, and I don't know, some people I never even regained it, despite how whatever I'm doing now, if I consider it altruistic. So yeah, trust is a fragile thing.
SGF Graham, how does the body react when the person you love speaks to you like an enemy?
Like I'm talking to an enemy, I immediately match it. I immediately match it. In fact, I have to ask them where we at because they don't know. Okay, I feel like you talking to me like you crazy, so I'm finna get in crazy. Let me check it real quick because I don't want to be in this whole different energy that you really not in. Whatever, I might have to back up, take a few steps back or whatever. Let me make sure though. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna match it.
I can feel that. I can feel that. So my question is, why does emotional distance grow when you still care? And I know why. You tell your mind that this person is the one. And then when we talk about relationship, it doesn't have to be just in a physical boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife sitting. It's anything that you have some form of contact with people over time. Even you get relationships at work. You can build relationships with your coworkers, with your children. There's a lot of different forms of relationships. But when you tell your mind that you love this person and you see them in a different light than what they are showing you, your mind is always going to see them that. Well, your heart will. And your mind's like, hey, this is not matching. But yet you still care for that individual because you love them. And because you have, this is my opinion only, but because I have empathy and because I can relate to certain things and I know that I've made mistakes and I've said things I didn't mean. One thing I'm proud of, I've never said nothing out of anger. I've never said nothing mean and hurtful out of anger. Never. So I can't wrap my head around why somebody does do it. I know why they do it, but I can't receive why they do it because I don't do it. I can't be like, oh yeah, this is why. No, I don't know why. So that's my answer, is because we still see them as the person that we told our heart that they were, even when they show us something different. Even when my son did what my son did to me, or he would call me what he calls me when he was mad, I still love my son. I still look at him as the baby that I breastfed. I still look at him, me pushing and giving birth to him. You know what I'm saying? I still look at him as, oh, you fell, shake it off, and stuff like that, and want to put band-aids and kisses on his boo-boos because that's my son. But at the end of the day, no matter what position someone in, hurt is hurt. I don't know. So
You never said anything hurtful.
no, never.
I believe you. I believe that's really hard to do, and I have done it, and I feel ashamed from every time I've done it, and they always ring in my head. Like, that's a stupid response. I've replaced that thought pattern.
Even when someone has said things out of anger to me hurtfully, I'd say, oh, I apologize that you feel that way. I love you. I've never matched that energy of hurting things. I'd say, you can't speak like that and pretend that you know what's going on in my head because I don't even feel the way you feel. I can't even match you there. I don't match energy. I might match tension. I get heated when somebody else gets heated. My tension rises. My voice may rise a little, but I can't match their anger because I don't have it in me. I don't know what triggers them.
I love that. I love that. Facebook is bad for that. Social media is bad for that. I think most people probably get along face to face. I think social media actually causes a lot of anger and unending anger.
I remember when my son was little, he said to me, he goes, I really wish I wasn't born. I wish you weren't my mother, just to hurt my feelings because he was mad, because he didn't know how to express his emotions properly. And I would say to him, I'm sorry you feel that way. You've always been my purpose. Without you, I don't think I'd be who I am today. You helped me become a better person. I couldn't match that. What do you got to say, Jeff Graham?
Sure, my kid did the same thing. I called the police station and DSS, let them talk to him about what these other families that he wasn't born in was gonna be like to him, whatever, and let him make up his mind. Because what you ain't gonna do is think that you're gonna weaponize anything. Because I see you learning it from daycare. Whenever your brother get mad at you, you ain't my brother no more. I immediately jumped on that. You like, nah, we're not gonna do that. Well, so yeah, there was ways for that. I taught him without me getting into my feelings or whatever, like, because I understood, this was just something that you was learning. It worked. You saw it work on daycare. You probably saw a kid say, you ain't my friend no more. And you was like, oh, snap, that worked or whatever. And you came home and tried it. or whatever. Like, so
I don't want to change anything that I ever done in my life. But if I could have altered one thing, that'd been to take time to explain to my son when he was early on that words hurt, and just because he don't know how to express his emotions and handle things properly, saying things hurtful is not a good way of doing it. I wish I was able to take that moment, but I wasn't grown then. I mean, I was 17 when I had him. I was still a child, so I didn't know the things I know today. And
Yeah, shit.
and I can tell that I never ever respected myself enough, so I never made him respect himself. And then on doing so, not making him respect himself, I allowed guys come into my life that also didn't respect me. So I can't be mad that he don't know how to respect people without using words, because I didn't teach him that. But at a certain age, you got to learn. At a certain age, you got to take responsibility for your actions and change. You got to be able to realize that, words hurt, and that some things aren't acceptable and they're not necessary. Because you're hurting, there's got to be another way of expressing your feelings without trying to make someone else hurt.
But being open, I there's so much. What does it say? Michi Bell says, I feel
Yeah,
the same 100%. And who else was in the comments? Because I love y'all. Thank you. Taiwan Pashel.
that's natural got bars.
That's right. I know. There's always somebody. Hey, guys. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for jumping.
So, what does energy exchange in relationships mean to you, Moon Tortoise?
What does energy exchange in relationships mean? Well, we're constantly exchanging energy. For me right now, it is the subconscious and underlying energies that aren't outwardly expressed. We pick up on each other, especially when you live together or work together very closely, and we do mirror each other, and we biologically even link up in a lot of ways. And I've realized that my negative emotions are very powerful on people who are around me. Badger, as you know, and
Mhm.
that's been a really hard thing, to be in a rough state for maybe days or a week at a time and try to be hiding it. Even though my goal is to altruistically not infect someone with depression or sadness. Oh dang, it's gonna happen. And then the person around me is actually picking up on that. So yeah, that mirroring and that energy exchange is very important, and the best way to keep that going is to talk. We are vocal and communication based creatures, and yeah.
So, SGF Graham. So, why do some people choose to protect their body by stepping away sexually when they feel like they're in an environment or a situation that they're not respected or loved?
explain it.
Um, all it says is, why do some people choose to protect their body and stepping away sexually when they're in a relationship where they don't feel respected or loved?
I don't think it's necessarily protecting their body. They're just not turned on. Like they're not forced. They're not forcing it. I think it's simply just that.
I agree. I agree. I don't think it's a a protection of body. I don't like how that's worded. I don't think that's what it's for. I think it's not being weaponized. Your words are already weaponizing enough. I don't think you need to add something else, to be forced to add something else to an emotion that you don't feel comfortable, because you're not turned on. I mean, Listen, it's not guy versus girl, because I've know guys that couldn't get hard, wouldn't stay hard during intercourse because they're not turned on by that person. Well, same with the girl. It's not about getting hard. It will be very dry and uncomfortable, and it'll be like work, and it will be like labor or force. It will be like you're being forced to do it when you shouldn't do it. It's weird. It's hard to have that attraction to someone that doesn't respect you or show you love. It's you can't get turned on by that. There's just no way. I don't think it's about protection either. What do you think? Oh, go ahead.
I want to hear SGF.
Me too.
I tell people real quick, I don't do makeup sets. I don't do none of that goodbye sets. That's stupid as hell to me. It's goodbye. Why the hell are we having sex? What the hell is you talking about? You trying to confuse me? Like I don't do none of that. That shit weird and disgusting to me.
And I said the same thing one time about makeup sex. I can't even do the makeup sex because then it's like you're okaying for a toxic situation. Like what sex could be makeup sex? If we did something and we fought and then we have sex, that means that we're having a toxic bond. We're having a trauma bond. Like, I'm not bonding with your trauma.
You know, at least in the state of South Carolina, if you're married and like let's speak on my situation or whatever, at least the first time she cheated or whatever, my ex-wife cheated. I didn't know, but we had sex afterwards. Her lawyer asked, of course, me not thinking nothing or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's how nasty that was. Or she probably had sex with this person without no, protection. And immediately the lady was like, well, you forgave her. And my lawyer just looked at me. Well, I was like, what does she mean I forgave her? And he was like, yeah, in the state of South Carolina, if somebody cheat on you, if your spouse cheat on you, if you have intercourse with them after they cheat on you, that is a sign of forgiveness, whether you know it or not. I said, wow. Yep.
Oh.
But like I said, thank goodness it was a second time or whatever, and nothing happened after that second time. But I was like, wow. So I just been warning people or whatever, like I don't care how much you love it. If you want this divorce to go through or whatever, don't backpedal once you start the process, because that's an act of forgiveness.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's like you pulled over the stop line and now it's your fault. You got hit. It's just absolutely crazy.
That's insane. And even if you know or don't, if you don't know that they cheated, and you find out later on.
Yep.
Holy shit.
What's the comment say?
We got Michi Bell says, it sucks sometimes when you can feel everything, fam. Oh, yeah.
And then this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Right. Yeah.
So my question is, I was just mad. Is that a reason or an excuse? I'm going to say that's an excuse. There's no reason. There's no reason for me to justify saying something out of anger. There's no reason for it. And the reason why I say that, I think the reason why I don't do it actually is because it was done to me so much as a child that I made it a point to never do that to somebody because it hurt. Like, words hurt me from the day I was born because my mom said she wished she didn't have me and that she tried to kill me by falling down the steps. So I felt that, I'm never going to say something mean and hurtful to somebody because I couldn't unhear it. So do I think that's saying I was mad is a reason or an excuse? I think it's an excuse. I think the reason is because you have to heal within. I think you have to do some soul searching and heal your trauma that you have within. I think that's the reason. And I think it's an excuse. Do you want to reply on that one, Moon Tortoise, or do you think that I pretty much got that one?
I think you did a really good job, and I really agree with you. I want to just solidify it by saying there's a scene in Pulp Fiction, which everybody has seen, where Bruce Willis, who plays the boxer, goes back home and his girlfriend loses his pocket watch, leaves it in a dangerous place, and he proceeds to freak out, blowing all these cupboards out and smashing all this shit, and she's like terrified of him. And then he like calms down immediately. He goes, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. There's a lot going on," or whatever. And then he leaves, and then he's mad as shit in the car, and he's cussing her out by himself in the car. And then whatever happens, I don't want to ruin it. He comes back. He's very nice to her. And I thought it was a really interesting way of handling anger, because he's a deadly violent person. I think he just bodied someone, and he had every reason to freak out over how deep that pocket watch is. And I know it's a fake little story, but it's an awesome portrayal of how to handle such things. So it could have very became just an excuse, but he had a reason to be angry. But he took care of his emotions in a very acceptable way, I think, anyway. And that stuck with me. Boom.
No, I like that too, and that's goes off of our last show where we talk about emotional maturity and intelligence, and that's basically what it is. It's being mindful. Being mindful. Just because in your head it hurt you, the other person doesn't know how that affected you. Be mindful, because there's so many reasons why. Like, you never might have that chance to say that you're sorry. You might not have that chance to take it back. You might not have that, please forgive me. You could lose the best thing that's ever happened to you by you not having that control over your emotions. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why that really fucks me up. So, SGF Graham, how do you recognize when someone is trying to justify their actions rather than change them? Ugh, I got answers.
Man, that just sounds too simple for me when they start trying to justify their answers. I mean, I don't know how to answer that one. It was like that question was almost answering itself or whatever. Like when they start trying to explain why they did what they did instead of getting to the root of the cause. Like, I don't want to hear why you did what you did. I know why you did it or whatever. Now, why did you do it though or whatever? I know what you did, but why did you do it or whatever? They'll never get to that. They just talk about what I did that made them feel a certain way or something like that. Like, that's when they're trying to weaponize it, when the whole time it's about you. You was the reason they reacted that way.
And I liked how you went with that, because, you know, it does sound like it answers itself, but yet when someone starts reflecting and they start saying, well, this is what you did, that's not really the reason why they are upset. They're upset because of something deeper, and they don't realize that. They don't realize that it's a bigger thing that triggered them besides what you did. You just happen to be the one that do it. It's something deeper within that really made them feel some type of way about what you did. And sometimes I don't want to go over what you said because you said it perfectly, but sometimes there's no signs, there's no warnings, there's no knowing what's going to be another person's triggers. We talked about this before, Moon Tortoise and I, and we had a little bit of a mixed feelings on this when we talked about whose fault is if someone's got a trigger. Is it the person's who has the trigger's fault, or is it the person that does the trigger? And it can go both ways, but at the end of the day, if you don't know what that person's triggers are, you can't be at fault for something you know nothing of. And you don't even know what causes it. So, I mean, I believe it goes both ways. I believe it could be a lot deeper. So, what does true accountability sound like in a relationship? I love this for myself, because true accountability is not getting the other person to say what they did wrong and why you're mad. True accountability is not saying I was right and you're wrong. True accountability is not trying to make us be against each other, and there's got to be a victim somewhere. That's my opinion. True accountability is just finding out what the deeper causes that really, really actually bothers you and addressing that instead of trying to reflect, trying to blame somebody else for your actions and have somebody else be the fault of you not being able to maintain control of your emotions. That's my opinion on true accountability. Moon Tortoise, do you have a different opinion on true accountability in a
True,
relationship?
true accountability in a relationship.
Yes.
Accountability, honesty, those little foundations are they go beyond relationships. I mean, in your relationship, not just a loving and romantic one. They're keys to success. So practicing them is a damn good thing if you feel like you need to practice them. And that inward reflection to think, do I need to practice accountability? Is accountability. And hi,
I want to hear
Samantha. Hi, Audrey.
I want to hear what you guys say. I want to hear what you say about what is true accountability. Let's see what Kendall says. What That's a lot.
Oh, Kendall Cobb says, with the emotions we deal with and the maturity of it, I have a great example of how some of my family members got into a major fight at my aunt's funeral, and I called it by not going. I had that feeling I was going to end up like that. There's never going to be proper justification when you choose violence and beating the crap out of family members, and now there's major consequences. I knew it would be a lot worse for calling it out. Just another example of why people will.
And that's how far as it goes over here.
Oh, let me of why people will. I got it. I think. Hold
It
yourself.
just said,
Oh, why people will. I only got the end of it. Sorry, Kendall. You hold yourself accountable. No excuses. She does say.
so let me go here and then, oh, there's more. And so it says why people will I knew that I went and for example, why people will always hold grudges against each other, family or not. Why fights at funerals? Seriously.
Um, Audrey Roddy says fights at funerals. You're right, Kendall. Oh my gosh, it's a good example. You have to have a relationship with yourself, or you see where you need work. Very true.
Yeah. Yes.
You hold yourself accountable. No excuses.
Yep. None. So, what does emotional safety look like? Oh no, I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna give you a different one. Ask Jeff Graham, what does a healthy response to conflict look like compared to a harmful one?
Repeat that.
What does healthy response to a conflict look like compared to a harmful one?
Sticking to the subject at hand.
Yeah.
Sticking to the subject at hand. That's healthy communication to me or whatever, At least for me or whatever, it start triggering me when they start veering off and trying to throw everything else in it or whatever. I see that they don't even want to stick to the subject or whatever, So now I'm ready to just leave or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because does it become a point where there's no longer about that subject if they don't stick to it? Then it's not about why you're mad. It's because you just want to be mad. Is that how it feels? That's Jeff Graham.
Yeah, it feels like they really wondered into what they really was mad about. Now it's got me feeling like why did that happen there? That was probably more than likely it was something that was a 2 day old problem, a day old, 3 day old issue or whatever. And like I'm trying to figure out how that triggered you to react to something that happened 3 days ago or whatever, like, and now I'm just triggered again because we should have handled it 3 days ago.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel
I
that
agree.
too.
Like when they're changing the subject or whatever in the middle of a fight, I think it begs like, what do you really? Why are you diverting away from the topic? Because the topic you're probably talking about in the argument or discussion is probably a pretty big one. So you go with the trust issues. Kendall
So, go ahead.
Heading back up north while on the bus, trying not to throw the cell. It keeps halting every 5 seconds. Yay for podcasts. Thanks, Kendall. Meow. Happy bus ride.
So how do you heal from words spoken that was intended to hurt you, Moon Tortoise?
Words intended to hurt you? Well,
Heal from that.
how do you heal from that?
Yeah.
By realizing that people who throw words at you like that are more often than not probably feeling awful about themselves. And just throwing shade on you. I would say that you kind of, once you develop a really good relationship with yourself and you kind of understand what faults actually mean, you become kind of impenetrable to that kind of bullshit. So that's a fun skill that I've learned over the past few years, and I'm very happy to have honed it to an almost razor sharp edge, because other people's words are not your own, and your thoughts are your own. No matter how vicious they can be, you don't need to let that rent space in your fucking head. Pardon my friends. Sorry. I feel passionately.
No, I agree completely. I think that, you got to realize just because a person said it doesn't make it your agreements. It doesn't mean that you have to make that become something that you feel. Look at the source. Look at how they treat themselves and other people around you, not just you. And realize the problem lies within them. There was a saying, and I don't remember what it was, but if a bunch of people come to you and say the exact same thing about you, then eventually you're going to have to start looking at you might be the problem. Not everybody.
That's it. That's the other side.
Yeah.
Pick up, listen. Sorry, go
yeah.
on.
Oh, you're perfectly fine. I want people to be able to honor the pattern and not the excuse, and realize that one outburst can make it be a mistake. Repeated outbursts is a message. It means there's something within you that you really got to dig deep down inside and fix. Because when someone shows you that that's the same behavior time after time, you're not dealing with, I didn't mean it no more. Now you're dealing with a pattern of emotional harm. You're dealing with what you allowed, you became a doormat now to this person because you allowed them to be. You allowed yourself to be a doormat to this person. Eventually, you have to start taking accountability, because it can't be, it's their fault that they feel that way about you and they keep calling you names and stuff. But eventually, you're going to have to realize you're allowing it. And we allow what we accept. No one's forcing you to stay there. If you want better and you want to be in a better situation and you want better to happen, then get better and be better and do better. Get out of it. That's just my opinion, because no one's forcing you to be there. Start loving yourself. I've learned. I said today to somebody, I said, I thought loving myself was the hardest thing I ever had to learn until I started realizing what boundaries were. I had no clue what they even were. I knew they were a thing, but I had no clue what they looked like. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what healthy boundaries were because I was a people pleaser. And because I allowed a lot. I allowed a lot. And I accepted a lot that was beneath me and that I shouldn't have. What do you think is a resolution to this, Moon Tortoise?
Well, I definitely have one. I do want to say real quick that Michi Bell said in the comments, do you guys have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
We do. And that reminds me, we got to start sharing that on Facebook. So I'm going to get on that. You're right, Michi Bell. And then Kendall Cobb says ignoring the what they say about you. The answer is yes. And 100. Thank you, Michi Bell. That I'm not sure.
Don't worry about that one.
Yeah, no, we ain't gonna do that. I love our commenters. Thank you guys so much. We had to do the whole show, and we appreciate it. That's what we're doing it for. Yeah. The resolution is be honest with yourself. Healed people stop getting into fights. I realized that once I stopped getting into fights with people and started having real discussions, whether they were kind of intense or not intense. The discussion's still a discussion. You stop fighting with people. Fighting is not a great response. You got to get along. The resolution. Be honest with yourself so you can be honest with others.
So I saw something today that said a good man or a good woman will help someone become a better man or a better woman. And then they said, no, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. A mindful man and a mindful woman that wants to be better will be better. Not because another person is helping them be better. It's because they want to be better. You can't get no plainer than that to me. SGF Graham, what's a resolution?
A resolution to what exactly?
To the subject at hand.
To what part? Like not being that person?
I don't even care. If you don't want to be, you want to teach them how to not be that person, or you want to tell them to get the hell on from that person.
Yeah, it's really that damn simple though. If it causes confusion without at least valid reasons so you can help, then get the hell on. At the same time, understand you can't help everybody. And I don't think it's that hard not being that person. Just think about what you want people to say to you. But I mean, some people like conflict. So if you like conflict, then find somebody that likes conflict. Don't drag somebody that likes peace into your conflicting life, or whatever, like find your equal match. I know opposite attract is a beautiful thing and it's fun, but it doesn't work. We have plenty of examples that opposites don't work. Find your like and get to it.
Facts. Can't say it no better than that. So, positive message. But before we wrap it up, what's a positive message?
To me or just you?
Yeah, Moon Tortoise to you.
Okay. You know what? Harry calls me bitch all the time, but I like it. And the moral of that story is everybody's different. Respect everybody and stick with the people who call you the things that you want to be called.
Yeah.
no matter how weird it is. Don't let anyone call you a bitch if it ain't your thing. No, fuck them up. No, that's an unhealthy response.
It
Walk
never
away.
lasts. It never lasts. And what'd Kendall say?
Ooh, Kendall, if you're having a bad day, throw some snowballs on the field. It's free. Oh, I love
It's
that.
free.
You can make them in your freezer too if you live in Pasadena or something.
SGF Graham, what's your positive message? S.
I can't really think of one. I've been trying to think of one the whole time. And my mind is really blank besides stupid simple stuff like stop trying to don't drag nobody else down. Um find one person to pick up tomorrow or like just I can't think of nothing grand like I usually do though.
You know, I learned so much through you. And I learned from you that no matter what life throws at you, even change, find the positive in it. Because it all depends on how you react, how your life will be. And if you react negative and shitty to change or to different circumstances, then that's what's going to be. I've realized that through USGF Graham, because even when you had to move and you became into a new environment and whatnot, you're still seeing the positive in every situation. You're still shining bright and you're still working on your manifestations of what's to come because you know what's to come. You're not allowing situations to become a permanent place.
Because it's just situations. And it's at the end of the day, whatever, it's gonna happen and it is what it is. Well, so I don't even worry about it. I noticed the other day that, in fact, I noticed this yesterday that I thought about the apartment maybe once or twice during the whole time, and I just let it be. And whatever happened, whatever happened. If we get it together, we get it together. But I kept this one thing on my mind, trying hard to manifest it. And I thought about it yesterday. Like, hold up, it says to think about it, feel it, speak on it, and don't even bring it up again. Like you gotta trust it's gonna happen. The apartment happened. What I was trying to manifest by constantly focusing on it didn't happen. And it was like it wasn't until yesterday I thought about that. Like, dang, I just went through a lesson. I'm like, okay, I just learned. So that can be my positive quote for the day. Learn from
Yeah,
yourself.
I love that. I made a stat the other day that says, um, I've learned a lot of things through life. And life taught me a lot of lessons. But the greatest ones I've learned on my own through life. And that was the greatest blessing. That would be my positive quote. So thank you everyone for listening to Hurtful Moments, Honest Insights. What anger really reveals on the People's Podcast, the ears that will listen where your opinion matters. Tonight we explore how words spoken in anger can shape hearts, push boundaries, and reveal patterns we cannot ignore. Remember, your peace is sacred. Your energy is valuable. Your intuition is your guide. This episode is brought to you by Shimmerwood Beverages CBD infused seltzers. A calm sip for your mind, a grounded moment for your spirit. Use our promo code The People to get 30% off your next order and elevate to the peace in every can. Until next time, protect your energy, honor your heart, and carry your wisdom forward. What did Kendall Cobb say?
Oh, good. Positive message. I'm glad I'm heading back home into my own bed.
Yay!
Positive.
Thank you for tuning in. Everybody tune in on Thursday. Thursday, we're going to have an interview with a Monstrosity on a Beat, an amazing beat maker who's going through a lot of health things. And we're going to talk about how it's important to love yourself while you can, while you're still here, and love other people while they're still here. Because regrets are terrible and nobody needs to have them. Living in the moment is living in the now. Yeah. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace, peace.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people. Rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What I'm trying to kill you. Or faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup. We finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah. Aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because as I've seen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Sneering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.